It's way too easy for me to get focused in on the bad stuff here. Like, it would be really easy for me to spend this entire segment, or even this entire episode, complaining about the way that reproductive rights are being chipped away through both the actions and inactions of the Supreme Court. I could talk about their recent decision not to hear a case out of Texas where the lower court's ruling clearly violated Supreme Court precedent to side with the Christian zealots, and point to the rank hypocrisy of Susan Collins. Kavanaugh seemed super sincere and didn't try to rape me for the entire meeting bullshit. But that would just depress you and me both. So I went out of my way to distract from the bad with a couple of good news stories. I was hoping to give you 3, but despite my desperate foraging, this is still Earth. So good news story number 1 comes to us out of Norway. Because like I said, I had to look really fucking hard. But the Church of Norway, the evangelical Lutheran church that earns thinnest kid at fat camp honors by being the biggest denomination in one of the world's least religious countries, actually took time out this week to apologize for the damage that their anti-abortion stance has caused. Now, I should point out that as progressive as Norway is in terms of religion, they still have abortion laws that American Republicans would drool over. Abortions are only allowed in the first 12 weeks, and a panel of doctors has to approve it. There was even some noise last year about making the procedure even more restrictive, but that was met with fierce opposition and eventually slinked away in disgrace. But now the Church of Norway is chiming in with an effort to improve the situation. In reaction to moves by the government they deem a threat to women's rights, the church released a statement admitting that their rhetoric and even their opinions aren't helping. They went on to apologize for their historic role in inhibiting the rights of women and committed that, quote, as a church, we must change our way of talking about abortion and how we care for people who are affected, adding, quote, a society with legal access to abortion is a better society than a society without such access. It prevents illegal abortions and promotes women's health, safety, and security, end quote. So, yeah, a lot more praising of a church than I'm used to doing going on here. And ultimately, as unexpected as this admission is, fessing up to the church being a historical bastion of misogyny is just shy of admitting that some of the stuff OJ said didn't add up. But it's damn welcome. And they couldn't have picked a better time in the modern history of Norwegian politics. And hey, we had to go all the fucking way to Scandinavia to get it. But that's some pretty good news by TWIM standards. But the next one is even better. What could be better than a church actually fessing up to the fact that their anti-abortion rhetoric is dangerous and misinformed? How about a golden vagina? And what could be better than a golden vagina? How about a golden vagina made out of old purity rings? So yeah, in case you're not familiar, a purity ring is mostly a Protestant tradition where young girls are given rings to represent their chastity, usually while being told that a used vagina is like used bubble gum. It's this disgusting repressive tradition that teaches little girls to fear their sexuality even before they know what it is. Which is why I'm thrilled to learn that 170 of them were melted down to make a sculpture of a giant silver vulva rising from a golden throne of flames. And it doesn't even matter to me that it's exactly as fuck ugly a statue as I just made it sound. It's still a better life than the rings had before. And on that note, I'll make a hard right out of good news and tell you that now I'm handing things back over to Noah, Heath, and Eli.